Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 275 of your favourite Formula 1 show. Yes, Knowing Wheel returns and we are back, technically, we guess, with our Christmas special for 2025. Of course, as always, I'm joined by our resident number one Christmas supporter. It's Jamie183. How are we doing, sir?
Yes, I'm very excited for the birth of baby Jesus, of course. The resident Christian in the group, 50% obviously. So yeah, very excited. I'm off to France this evening, so that's also quite nice.
Of course you are, but you're middle class, let's not forget.
I don't have a choice. That's where my parents live. What can I do? It's either go to France or spend Christmas alone, so, you know.
You could have come to mine. I mean, I won't be here, but you could have come.
It would take me longer to get to yours than to get to the airport, but, you know.
Oh, well, yeah, to get to the airport, but then you include the flight and the travel time the other end. It would have been easier to just come here this year, Jamie.
Yeah, go spend it with your dog.
Yeah, you can spend it with Dog 212. She'd love that. She'd just clean you a lot, like she always does with everybody. But I mean, yeah, obviously we could be celebrating, you know, the birth of the baby Jesus, or we could obviously be celebrating the babies of the 2025 Formula 1 grid.
Great,
G183. Thank you for that perfect segue as we kickstart this week's episode. Pretty simple, as you probably already tell by the title of the video. Today, Jamie and I are going to be going in and we are going to be ranking our 7 rookies of the 2025 Formula 1 season. So, obviously, a bit bizarrely, 7 rookies for 2025. 4 of them had already made race starts before the start of the 2025 season, Jamie, which is quite impressive as well. But we're going to have to try to agree on a list. Now, Jamie originally thought that we were probably just going to pick the same drivers throughout our list, and until he realised he completely forgot that Andrea Kimi Antonelli existed, and that really did throw a spanner in the works, hasn't it?
I think so, because I've got my list, and I know that Matt's a big Antonelli fan based on the season just gone, and we'll get onto it later, but I probably have him a little bit lower than you, I'd expect. And the other ones, maybe they're in a similar order, but they might not be in the same order.
Well, I imagine coming in straight away at number 7, we may as well kick this off, shouldn't we? I imagine number 7 is probably the same.
I would hope so.
Simply down to lack of track time.
Lack of track time and lack of pace as well.
Didn't help.
Jack Doohan.
Hence why the lack of track time. Yeah, Jack Doohan, number 7. Easy.
I'm being stato today, so I've got my quali head-to-heads, including sprints that they partook in. And also their average gap to teammate in tenths of a second. Well, in, seconds. Across the races that they competed in. So Jack Doohan lost 6-2 to Pierre Gasly in head-to-head qualifying and had an average gap of 3.5 tenths of a second to Gasly. Okay. Which, obviously, this isn't every driver is compared to a different teammate, which is kind of not a like-for-like comparison, but it gives you a ballpark of how they did against a driver we know a bit more about. And Jack Doohan didn't do particularly well against Pierre Gasly if you look at those numbers.
No. I mean, to be fair to him, though, it was a complete rookie. I mean, I guess he'd done one race for Alpine at the end of last year. Yeah, done one race in Abu Dhabi last year. But arguably, honestly, you'd think that might be less helpful than good. At least, I guess you kind of go to Australia with an idea of what's going on.
And you go into winter with an idea of you've got your first race under your belt.
Yeah.
You're probably not quite as nervous for Melbourne as you were for Abu Dhabi. So, I don't know. But he definitely... He deserved more than 6 races, or was it? Yeah, 6 races.
Yeah, 6 races. He got sacked after Miami, didn't he? Ready for the European leg.
He was quite unlucky, but also made a few errors. Obviously, the massive crashes in Japan. Or just the one crash, wasn't it? He's done 3 more since then in Super Formula.
Yes. Yeah.
But, he got caught up in a lot of incidents. It felt like every week he was crashing into Liam Lawson, or Lawson was crashing into him.
Yeah.
So,
battle to be the second best land down under or Kiwi, I guess. I don't know. Oceania. The second best Oceania driver behind Oscar Piastri. But yeah, I mean, like we said, I know we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. I still firmly believe had Doohan been given the whole season, he would have got a point somewhere.
I disagree.
But, and I think, it certainly wasn't guaranteed. But when you look at the fact that every other full-time driver scored a point over the course of the year, I feel like the cards would have fallen the right way. Because, like we said, he did show flashes of pace. He out-qualified Gasly in Miami, didn't he, if I remember correctly? Might have been the sprint.
Yes. Yeah, his last race was an out-qualifying of Gasly, but then he got, again, hit by Liam Lawson at turn 1. So
He just got completely destroyed by Lawson, didn't he? I mean, his F1 career ended with a huge whimper, didn't it? Which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah. Shall we go up to 6th place? Because
Yes.
we're still talking a lot about comparing Doohan to Gasly.
Yep.
6th place for me is Franco Colapinto.
Yep, that's exactly the same.
I feel like he was a margin better than Doohan, but still didn't score points. Was still 0.3 off Gasly on average.
Yep.
Lost 5.17 in their quality head-to-head.
That's a weird way of scoring it. 17.5.
17.5 to Gasly, yes. So, again, he was slightly better than Jack Doohan, but no points, not a lot more pace. And
a lot more money to bring him in.
A lot more money. A lot more
A
fans.
lot more races as well.
Yeah. And I do think Colapinto, there's a driver in there. I just think he started really badly and only come like the summer break. I think from there on he was more level-ish with Gasly. Obviously still didn't get any points
He definitely
for it.
took a step forward, but it was also kind of no one really knew whether Gasly just gave up as well, did we? was the other thing.
Possibly. I feel like after Silverstone, Gasly was kind of like, yeah, I've got my P6, that's it now.
Yeah, it's all I can ever hope for in this dreadful Alpine. I mean, this is the thing, isn't it, for Colapinto, of course, he wasn't going to get an F1 gig anywhere else. So it was kind of like, if you're in that scenario, you take the chance you get.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
an
F1 drive is better than no drive at all.
And he's still, like, his stock was unexpectedly high after that Williams stint in 2024. So,
which still, bizarrely, when you look back at it in hindsight, we still don't really get. He scored points in... did he almost score points in Monza and then score points in Baku, or did he score points in both?
It was almost points in Monza. He then scored in Baku and then scored somewhere else as well. I can't remember what the other one was.
But he basically spent the last 4 races of the year just throwing his cars at walls, didn't he? And that was basically how he returned then at Imola, wasn't it? With a pretty silly error in qualifying. Basically then set the tone. I mean, it was the whole thing, wasn't it, from Flavio Briatore? He had to not crash, which he did immediately, score points, which he never did, and was the other one just be close to Gasly?
He said be fast or something vague
be
like
fast.
that.
Which you could argue through sheer vagueness either happened or didn't. I still feel, like I said, had Doohan done the whole season, he could have done better than Colapinto, genuinely. But maybe that's just a bit of hopium.
I don't know. I think Colapinto's a faster driver, ultimately. I think he definitely deserves another shot at a season. I think maybe that's a bit generous, but I think the Alpine have got more hopes next year. It's always really hard to measure drivers.
Yeah, if he doesn't kick on well next year, he will be gone.
Yes, he's got one more season, unless he does something good. Yeah, I completely agree. But the Alpine is powered by Mercedes, and apparently Mercedes and Red Bull powertrains have got a quarter of a second over Ferrari at the moment, according to the rumour mill. So
around Albert Park, apparently. But they're meeting literally today to discuss kind of the rules regarding this, aren't they?
How to nerf Mercedes and Red Bull immediately.
Exactly. Well, it's basically how to enforce the rule, isn't it, with the combustion limits and things like that. Moving on up then, Jamie, number 5. This might be where things get a little bit interesting, a little bit different.
Possibly.
But now saying that, I feel like they won't be. We spoke about the Alpine drivers. We spoke about someone that maybe crashes into the Alpine drivers. I've got Liam Lawson in 5th.
I've also got Liam Lawson. This is going remarkably well.
That's all right, then.
This is going remarkably well. Liam Lawson's a really weird one, because I just kind of like him. I do. I find him quite easy to watch. I find his personality is pretty good, but he's just not a particularly fast driver. And
I think the problem is with Liam Lawson is, and again, this is kind of why we hyped him up going in, didn't we? It's like, obviously, as soon as he got that Red Bull drive, he's won in every other series he's ever competed in, and he pretty much always wins on debut. He seems to be one of those drivers that, like, say, for example, a Max Verstappen or a Lewis Hamilton, when they are absolutely cooking, they are at 100%, they are at the limit. A Charles Leclerc can occasionally hit that. A Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri can occasionally hit that. Liam Lawson is probably like 95%, if like it was a speed stat. But he can get there very quickly, apart from those 2 races at Red Bull. It seems like he can reach his limit pretty quickly, but just his limit, or almost his skill ceiling, just isn't high enough for F1. Bizarrely.
I see that, because, in his F2 campaign, he did, 2 seasons of F2? 2 or 3?
Yeah, and he got mecha chromed.
He did, but he won his very first feature race, and then didn't win another single feature race the rest of his first season in F2. I think. Maybe I made that up. I'm going to verify that stat. But yeah, I get exactly what you mean, because he is quick on his day, definitely, but his days just didn't come often enough. And especially compared to another rookie in Isaac Hadjar. I mean, he was 0 and 3 against Max, obviously. I think the average gap was 6.5 tenths to Max. I've not written that one down.
Honestly, I thought it was more.
It was 6:21 down, so Hadjar beat him 21-6 in their time as teammates in qualifying, and it was 0.191 to Hadjar. So 0.2 of a second to another rookie, and a rookie that we didn't rate particularly highly from his F2 season.
Going into the season,
maybe unfairly, because he did actually finish second, Hadjar. But I feel like Liam Lawson would have been expecting to pocket Isaac Hadjar when he went back to Toro Rosso. I think he needed to,
didn't he? He's almost, to be honest, a little bit lucky to keep his seat. But if he can wipe the floor with Lindblad, he might be able to look elsewhere.
He has to.
If he can't wipe the floor with Lindblad, that's probably game over. The bizarre thing is with a Liam Lawson is he's the kind of guy that you imagine will come back at. You know, Juan Pablo Montoya has come the closest to winning the Triple Crown since Graham Hill, in kind of that bizarre way.
Fernando Alonso.
Well, Fernando, but obviously Juan's won the Indy 500 and won his class at Le Mans, as well as... Did he win Monaco? Don't think he ever won Monaco, did he?
Montoya?
Yeah.
I swear he did.
Did he win Monaco?
I think 2003 he won Monaco.
Would it have been 2003? Yeah, he won. He won the 2003 Monaco Grand Prix.
Look at that knowledge, my word.
So he's obviously won his class at Le Mans. He just never won the race outright. So he's closer than Fernando.
Alonso's got 2 out of 3 with no Indy 500 at all. Montoya's got 2 out of 3.
2.5.
Kind of won Le Mans as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lawson is the kind of guy you chuck in any car and he'll be quick. But maybe not an F1 car.
But just not quick enough for F1, bizarrely, potentially.
Yeah, but he's not a bad driver. He's not a bad driver. But the F1 grid at the moment is stacked.
Yeah, he's also one of those ones that is probably too quick to race anywhere else. But just kind of he just needs a car that I think gives him a lot of confidence, doesn't he? Because then he could be very good. We just haven't seen
He's the kind of guy who'll have like a year out of F1 and then come back and be like, oh, he's actually really good now. I feel like he might be a bit of an Alex Albon.
But he just, again, he's one of those ones, isn't he, that I'm honestly, again, like Alex Albon, get out of the Red Bull.
Possibly,
get out of that Red Bull family. Like, I still firmly believe that Alpine dropped the ball by not either trying to snipe him or Yuki away from Red Bull.
Yeah, and I feel like if Colapinto's mid next year, they might do that anyway. Obviously, Tsunoda will go straight to Aston when Alonso retires at the end of 26, but Lawson's still there for taking.
Unless Gasly can bring him in as mates rates.
I doubt it. I don't think that's how Flavio runs his F1 teams, bringing your friends.
Flavio won't be there that much longer, though, will he, surely? Unless Alpine are cooking next year, Flavio won't be there much longer.
I feel like they might be cooking. They might be cooking because of the Mercedes engine.
Well, we predicted that last year, and that didn't go well for us, as we discovered in last week's predictions.
True. 4th place.
We're down 3. We've got 4 to go, haven't we? And this might now... I mean, we keep saying this, but this might now be where things get a little bit spicy.
Yes, I've gone for Andrea Antonelli.
Oh! I've gone with Gabriel Bortoletto.
Okay. Are we having to agree on a list, or...
Well, we'll discuss. I feel like, obviously, we've locked in our bottom 3, so deciding our top 4 is a little bit easier. It's not like they're all completely all over the place.
Kimi Antonelli's PR is crazy. Like, obviously, he's a quick driver. Obviously. He got that pole in Miami Sprint. He got a couple of podiums. Really good race in Brazil. Really, decent race in Canada, although he was still a length behind George Russell that race. Obviously, he raced, 10 of his career, so fair play. But his mid-season was absolutely horrendous. Like, his European season, he scored about 5 points, genuinely, in about 10 races.
But Yeah, I understand that as well. Let's just have a quick run back through some of those races as well this year.
Okay.
So if we start at the start of the European leg, sorry, I'm trying to scroll down on Wikipedia just so I make sure I get these all bob on.
Get these right.
So obviously scored points in the opening 6 weekends, excluding Bahrain, where he got absolutely screwed over on tyres, didn't he? He had a worse result of P6, which is pretty good going. Imola, mechanical failure. Monaco,
when he was already out the points.
Yes, yeah. Monaco stacked it in qualifying. Terrible weekend for Mercedes all round. Spain, mechanical failure.
He was in the points there, but he was like 6th, I think, 6th or 7th.
Yeah. Canada, podium. Austria helped McLaren win the constructors, or drivers, sorry, I should say. Took out Max Verstappen. Silverstone got wiped out.
Yes.
Belgium, I'm pretty certain he got screwed over with the switch to dries and then no one could do anything.
He went out in Q1 with Lewis.
He did also go out in Q1, yeah, you're right. Hungary scored.
10th.
Well done, mate. Scored. To be fair, the Merc was not that good around Hungary, if I remember correctly.
George Russell finished 4th and got pole.
Did he?
No, wait, I'm looking at Leclerc.
Got
George
pole,
Russell came 3rd.
Yeah. Zandvoort, 16th. I can't remember what happened there. Oh, no, he wiped out Leclerc, didn't he?
Yes.
Italy did score.
9th.
Only a couple of points. But again, that wasn't a particularly good Mercedes track, am I right in saying?
Russell came 5th. It wasn't great, no.
No,
still.
Exactly. Baku 4th, Singapore 5th.
Again,
USA
he picked
13th.
Up once Europe was over, but genuinely in that European season,
there was a bit of bad luck in Europe as well, and then a couple of stinkers.
He scored 3 points. That's crazy.
But some of that wasn't. He could have scored more.
Yeah, but he didn't. He didn't score more.
He could.
And obviously, Antonelli has the highest barometer of any of these rookies, apart from when Lawson was against Verstappen. In George Russell with a teammate, he did lose 25-5 in qualifying.
Yeah. And
he was 4.5 tenths off on average. So, again, George Russell is the highest benchmark out of any of these drivers, but that's not great. It's fine for a rookie against one of the best drivers on the grid.
I would be really intrigued to know what it was like towards the end of the season, once we'd left Europe.
Yeah, possibly. I'm not sure I'll be able to find that, to be honest. But
because it would be less than that, surely. I
think it would be less. Obviously, 2 of his 5 qualifying wins were in Brazil sprint and race, weren't they?
Yeah.
So
this is the thing with Antonelli. He did start to pocket Russell a few times towards the end of the year.
There was a handful of races where he was just
Mexico,
better.
he really got under his skin. Brazil, he was just quicker.
Qatar, he beat him in the race as well. I think he was behind the
Qatar,
quali.
he beat him. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do think Antonelli's got an extremely high ceiling. But if we're just basing it on 2025...
Yeah.
He isn't one of the strongest rookies.
I guess with the exception of Lawson at the start of the year, he's the only one that's going up against a proper World Championship caliber driver as well. Like, George Russell, you would make the argument, was second best this year.
Second or third for me, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean, second or third. You know, didn't really, apart from the Monaco mechanical and then just the Joker lap, didn't really put a foot wrong all year.
Yeah. Again, as we said, it's easy to look very consistent in the comfortably 3rd fastest car without much competition from your teammate. But yeah, I do think George Russell's an extremely good driver. I think Antonelli probably the highest ceiling out of any of these drivers, him or Behrman.
Yeah.
As was said in F2 as well, exactly the same. Where have you put him? You haven't actually said. Don't tell me it's first.
I have put him first.
No way is he first.
The way you kicked on towards the end. Let's not also forget he's, if I'm right in saying, with maybe the exception of Hajar, at least a year younger than everybody else. He was 18 when he came in.
Behrman's 18, isn't he? Or was that last year?
No, Behrman's 20 or 21, I think.
Antonelli is now 19. He's August 2006.
Yeah.
Behrman is May 2005. So just
go.
Over a year older.
Yeah. Antonelli.
Isaac Hajar is 21, actually, 2004.
Yeah.
But he's not had the strongest season. This is what this video is about. Who had the strongest rookie season? It wasn't Kimi Antonelli.
It's who do we think's the best rookie?
It's ranking the rookies.
Season. Yeah, exactly. Ranking the rookie on who we think is best.
Right. So we've gone for a different premise then.
He got pole. He got the most podiums of any of the rookies. He
well
went
done.
into
In a Mercedes
team.
By 1, he got the most podiums.
Still got the most by 2, wasn't it, in the end?
No. Oh, he did get 3 podiums, yes.
Exactly, thank you.
Yeah.
He went
He
up
did
against
get
a
the most
World
points.
Championship caliber driver and didn't immediately get kicked to the curb.
He got kicked to the curb in the middle of the season.
Also,
But it
let's not forget, because it was so long ago now, people forget how good his recovery was at the end of Australia.
His Australia drive was great, yeah.
Wasn't he almost on the podium until Piastri jumped him?
No, Piastri
Right,
wasn't on the podium,
Piastri
no.
finished 9th, didn't he? Sorry, ignore me.
Russell was 3rd that race. So,
Yeah.
But Antonio was out in Q1 and then finished 4th in the only rookie not to crash in the wet. Both
Exactly,
times
and he would
was
have done
only
the
rookie.
same at Silverstone.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'm being harsh in 4th, but I'm not having him first.
You were an Andrea Kimi hater before we started this year. Like,
I like him.
But you don't, though, do you?
On the objective, not subjective. How good their rookie season was, his was worse, certainly, than my top 2. Maybe he's above Bortoleto.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Can we also youngest driver to lead a lap ever in Formula 1? Youngest driver to set a fastest lap ever in Formula 1. A stat that maybe isn't so impressive is most points scored in a debut campaign.
Not at all impressive.
Yeah. Jamie, it's all good stuff. None of your drivers can claim that, can they?
Yeah, because they're older than him.
Exactly.
But being young is not the only thing it requires to be a good rookie season.
Hang on a minute, you blew Max Verstappen's trumpet constantly because he was a
because
child.
he was 17 and actually did have a really good rookie season. He didn't go missing.
So did
for a third of it.
Antonelli. Antonelli got podiums in his rookie campaign. Max didn't.
Yeah, I'm not getting into this. Max was in a Toro Rosso.
And?
Isaac Hadjar actually got a podium in a Toro Rosso this year. So.
He did, exactly, yeah. So Hadjar's better than Max. God, Max is going to get the floor wiped with him next year. It's going to be disaster.
Right. Let's move on. Not Kimi. Gabriele Bortoleto.
Yes.
I've got him 3rd. I've
got him 4th. Yes.
It's been good. His stock dropped a little bit towards the end. He was my rookie of the year after Hungary.
Yeah.
But he didn't kick on.
But the Sauber did also get worse because Hulk kind of disappeared as well.
No, Hulk reappeared though, right towards the end. Hulk went on a little sabbatical when he got his podium, and he did nothing for 6 races while Bortoleto was a little bit cooking. And then Hulk got points in Kota, and then from there on got points 4 out of 6 GPs. So it did come back towards the end, and Bortoleto dropped off at the same time.
Qualifying comparison was pretty much bang on, wasn't it?
There was 15-14 to Bortoleto actually.
There you go.
Things.
See. And what was the average deficit then?
Was 0.06 of a second, so really close overall.
Yeah, basically
Hulk
nothing.
Is obviously a very good qualifier in the past, but for whatever reason, whether Hulk dropped off a little bit this year or Bortoleto is just a better qualifier than Kevin Magnussen.
Bortoleto was just a very good qualifier.
Yeah, he got a lot of poles in F2, didn't he, in his championship year? So possibly, and I do like Bortoleto. He's done better than I expected. Obviously, didn't quite get the points. I think his tyre management, race pace needs to step up a little bit.
Let's be fair, the Sauber as well could also still be wildly inconsistent.
Yes.
There were weekends where it was competitive over one lap and then terrible in the race. There are other weekends where it was terrible over one lap and then competitive in the race, but you just can't move through quick enough.
Yeah, I think Hulk's experience played a lot of favours in
massively
kind of crazy
helped.
races. Obviously, Hulk got 51 points. 25 of those were across Silverstone in Australia. Sorry, Silverstone in Spain with another 6 at Australia. So
basically, you minus out those 3 races, they scored the same? Or did Hulk score one more?
51 to 19 was the end-up gap. And obviously, Bortoleto got 18 of those across 6 races in the middle of the season as well.
Yeah.
So really, yeah, he was good, but not great, I think, Bortoleto. I think it'll be very interesting to watch these 2 next year. I've got an interesting question for the end of the podcast, which I'm going to save, but I'll say it now so we don't forget to talk about it.
Okay.
I wonder, out of these drivers, of the ones that are still on the grid, who will we rank the best after next season? If you get what I mean.
That is a very good question.
I
don't
think
think it's going to be Jack Doohan.
No, Hadjar's stock is very high at the moment, but up against Max Verstappen, we'll see.
Yes, yeah.
But we'll get on to him later.
I'm really intrigued then, Jamie. Why have you put why have you put Bortoleto ahead of Antonelli? What do you think he's done better this year?
I think he was more consistent across the board.
You just said how inconsistent he was.
But Antonelli was even more inconsistent, arguably. I think Antonelli
Mercedes
definitely
had
showed
higher highs to fall from.
It did. I think Bortoleto obviously, I rate Hulkenberg fairly highly. Obviously, nowhere near as highly as George Russell, but
No.
he's a very good qualifier.
Well, you personally do rate him that highly, but the rest of us
I'm
don't.
not an idiot. I think Bortoleto ruffled a few feathers with his teammate, which doesn't... I mean, they got on very well, but I'm sure Hulk didn't like being beaten quite a lot in qualifying. And to be honest, I think he was very, very solid in a car that was not easy to drive. And I think Antonelli... It wasn't to do with how bad Antonelli was, but that mid part I just can't look over. The 3 points in Europe with a one bit of bad luck in Silverstone, and the rest of it was self-inflicted.
No, Spain.
Oh yeah, he would have got maybe 6 more points there. Fair enough. Okay.
Exactly.
But still, that's like less than everyone else across the European season, apart from Colapinto.
Yeah, exactly. And Doohan. Don't forget Doohan.
And Tsunoda.
But then again, if we're using that as our metric, yeah, it's probably not.
Exactly. So maybe I was a bit harsh putting Anthony below Bortoleto. But I certainly would have Anthony below my top 2.
Okay. I guess we've kind of jumbled this all up now, haven't we? Who have you put second, Jamie?
I have Isaac Hadjar in second place.
So do I, bizarrely.
That is bizarre. So we've got a different driver top, and my top is your third? Ollie Behrman?
I would assume you've got... Yeah, I've got Behrman in third.
Wow. Interesting. I thought you were the British biased one.
No, it's clearly you. It's clearly you.
Apparently.
I think Behrman, Hadjar, and Antonelli, I feel, and give Bortoleto a better car, could have absolutely been up there as well. But I think they had such different campaigns, but they also had really high highs.
Yes.
And that's quite good.
The reason I went Behrman over Hadjar, which I guess we can talk about briefly, is caliber of teammates. And Behrman was...
Ocon was pretty bad this year.
But was he? Or was just Behrman better? Like,
Behrman's
Ocon,
very good as well. He's made Ocon look mediocre.
He has made Ocon look average.
Yeah.
And I wonder if there's a conversation we've had about Esteban Ocon, because...
If he gets flattened by Behrman next year, he's probably gone.
Ever since he came back to F1 in 2020, he's lost to Ricciardo, he's lost to Alonso.
He didn't lose to Alonso.
Well, he effectively did though, didn't he? Alonso was a better driver with less luck.
He didn't.
He lost to Gasly, and now he's lost to Behrman. Like, it's a bit mad. It's not great for Esteban Ocon.
Oh no, to be fair, he did lose out to where's the comparison?
Well, Behrman
Alonso versus Ocon head to head
across their 2 years as teammates.
Yeah, 21 and 22, wasn't it? So in 22, Ocon scored more points. They drew on races. Alonso did beat him 12-10 in qualifying, but Ocon did spend more laps in the top 10 and had a better best result.
Okay, so
fairly even. Bizarrely, Esteban Ocon stacked up better against Alonso than he did against Ollie Behrman.
Or any of his other teammates since he returned.
Is it actually just that Alonso's not that great anymore?
Well, we don't know anymore, do we? Lance Stroll is
he's just going up against Stroll every week.
But anyway, this isn't about Ocon, but Ocon is on fraud watch for 2026.
Absolutely.
Ollie Behrman, 17-12 in qualifyings against Ocon.
Yep.
And 0.087 ahead of Ocon on average. So
basically a tenth.
Yes, near enough a tenth of a second. Behrman, his trajectory across his season was top. Like, Ocon was quicker.
There is a little bit of recency bias in there, I think.
I disagree. I think because he started the season pretty solidly. Like, it was okay at the start. He then got 4 11th places in a row.
Yeah.
And then it kind of, summer break onwards, he was amazing. Like, he just was constantly in the points in that Haas.
He did kind of click, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. And I just think he's had a really, really solid season. And given he's 19, and he's already gone up against Charles Leclerc and did his reputation a bunch of favours there, which I still think is a bit overrated.
Well, you constantly were slagging him off last year.
Yeah, I was, but
a couple of races.
Maybe I was scared of him taking the Haas seat. He was 19 at the start of the year, but yes.
He was.
I think Ollie Behrman's been phenomenal this season, and maybe, again, a little bit harsh to put Hadjar not top, or not ahead of Behrman, but yeah, I think Behrman's gone up against a better teammate, and that 4th place in in Mexico was obviously the highlight. Though we should have had a penalty for overtaking Max Verstappen off the track, and I will die on that hill.
Yeah, but Max should have got like 4 penalties there for shoving people off as well. So
and Lewis definitely got the deserved penalty by straight lining turn 4.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I think Behrman had a very, very good campaign. I think like we both kind of agreed. Him and Antonelli, both of those two are multi-world champion material, aren't they? They're more, upwards of like Hamilton, Verstappen level, whereas like a Bortoleto or a Hadjar might be more like a Jenson Button, Nico Rosberg kind of level. They'll win one. Yeah, Lando Norris potentially. That kind of thing. Behrman and Antonelli are kind of like the two power players, aren't they?
If you think about the 2019 field of rookies, I firmly believe that George Russell is the best of those 19 rookies. And Norris and Albon are the next tier down. Probably Norris, then Albon, to be honest. But yeah, if you look at this bunch of rookies, I would definitely have Behrman and Antonelli as the top tier.
But yet you've still ranked him below Bortoleto and Hadjar.
Well, because of this season. I'm basing it off 2025. I think Antonelli's a great driver. And I'll admit I put him a little bit lower than he should be ahead of Bortoleto, but I would still go Behrman, Hadjar, Antonelli for me in 2025.
Okay. So if we're doing this 7 then, Jamie, am I right in saying I'm willing to agree to Ollie Behrman, best, Hadjar second, Antonelli third,
yep,
Bortoleto, Lawson, Colapinto, Doohan?
I'm happy with that, if you are.
Is that fair?
Yeah, we haven't spoken about Isaac Hadjar yet, so that would be a bit.
No, we haven't really,
unfair.
but we've already slotted him in second.
We have. He's been very good.
He has.
Again, we've spoken a lot about Isaac Hadjar on this podcast.
Yep.
I didn't particularly like him in F2. I thought he was a bit stuck up.
Did.
I thought he was a bit of a mug.
No, I knew this was F3. I destroyed the car.
He's not from like South London. That was the worst French accent I've ever heard in this podcast, and that's saying quite a lot.
Oui.
Yeah. Hadjar did very well. He's obviously secured that Red Bull drive for next year. He was 1-2 down to Yuki Tsunoda across their 3 qualifying sessions.
Yeah.
And he won 21-6 against Liam Lawson.
Yeah.
With an average gap of 0.2 of a second, roughly. 0.191, sorry.
Yeah. Which is enough that's fairly safe most weeks. That's, normally a good few spots.
Exactly.
That's the difference between a Q1 exit and making Q3.
Especially with how tight the grid was. There was usually 0.6 of a second between 3rd and 20th.
First and 19th. And then Lance Stroll there as well.
True. Yeah, he's been phenomenal. Obviously got that lucky podium, I will say, in Zandvoort.
Yeah. But he did deserve one.
He did deserve it because he was comfortably P4. What I will say, Pierre Gasly did the same thing in 2021 and nobody DNF'd, so he isn't remembered for it. So
what was that? Yeah, that was the V car as well, wasn't it? Which
was
again
Toro,
was another.
AlphaTauri,
yeah, but I'm sorry, but the same team as such.
Yes.
But again, it was probably another car that you're there going, put a really good driver in that. How competitive was it?
That 21
AlphaTauri
V
car Toro Rosso always kick on really well at the end of a reg cycle.
Yes.
And you're always kind of there going, you wonder what a world championship caliber driver could do rather than
there were genuine discussions early season that if you put Verstappen in the swap Verstappen and Hadjar over, I think Verstappen would still be the quickest driver out of the 4.
Oh, easily. That that Red Bull was pretty terrible. Otherwise, it wasn't terrible. It was just hard to be fast.
Yes,
which there is a difference.
Yeah, but Isaac Hadjar, very strong season. I do worry for him because he's going into the Bears' Den next year.
Bears' Den or the Lions' Den?
The Lions' Den, true. The
Bears' Den.
As I said, the stock of these drivers at the moment, I think you've kind of got Antonelli and Behrman and Hadjar are all kind of seen as good as each other by a lot of people at the moment.
Yeah,
I think after next year, I think Hadjar, based on historical events, is likely to get put to the sword. I hope he's not.
Is he going to be another junior driver coming in against a 4-time champ with a new reg cycle?
No.
Nobody ever thought it was Seb. No one ever thought it was going to be possible with Seb after he came off 9 wins.
The difference is that, I think Max has shown consistent quickness in a lot of different cars already in his career. Seb arguably hadn't at that point.
Seb got a win in a Toro Rosso.
Yes. But in terms of his dominance, obviously he started off his career as a very good wet weather specialist.
Yeah,
and towards the end, he just couldn't
he?
hack it at all.
No. He couldn't get used to turbos, bizarrely.
Yeah, the V6 era was not good on Sebastian Vettel.
No, it was all the torque.
Maybe. But Danny Rick, I would love to hear the narratives now looking back. I was a bit too young, I mean, we both were, to be listening to F1 podcasts back in 2014.
It didn't really exist, I don't think.
No.
Podcasts
I would love to know.
Really a thing over 10 years ago.
I would love to know what the narratives were of that entry into 2014 in terms of Mercedes versus Red Bull, Ricciardo against Seb. Because I bet it was very similar to what we're saying now. But that said, Max will destroy Hadjar. I'm going to go on the record and say.
And we all said that about Seb, didn't we? This thing. I think it's... Max has definitely got more... But this is the bizarre thing. You could say anything that, oh, Max has got more of this, but everybody thought that about Seb at the time.
Yeah,
you know,
but I'm more
killer
convinced.
Instinct, everything
I'm more
like
convinced that Max has it.
But
now.
we were so convinced that Seb had it. This is the bizarre thing, isn't it?
Seb never overtook anyone in his 4 World Championships.
He didn't need to.
No, but if you don't have the car to qualify on pole, suddenly you have to. Whereas Max has shown unbelievable speed in a lot of different cars already, and in two different eras of Formula 1, in pre-22 and post-22. So it does depend a lot on how good the Red Bull is, because the Red Bull could be awful.
Yeah.
But based on the Red Bull powertrain,
this is the thing for Hadjar, isn't it? It's probably the golden opportunity to go into the Lion's Den.
Yes. I would rather be Isaac Hadjar now than Liam Lawson 12 months ago.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes. But that said, he did have a good rookie season. And I hope he sticks around in F1, because I think he's a really good personality.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, it is that thing, of course, of, Cadillac in a couple of years might need to hire up someone slightly younger. And here's a fun fact for you, Jamie. I believe High Tech, their F2 team next year, has a higher average age than this podcast.
Really? And it's F2?
Yep.
Flip
Colton Herter and... I can picture his face. The Japanese Super Formula champion.
Yeah, I know. Not Iwasa.
Why can't I remember his name suddenly? That's a worrying.
Iwasa is younger, isn't he?
Not Iwasa.
Ryotomo
Ryotomo Miyata, of course, yeah, which is quite funny as well.
Is 26. Wow.
He is, yeah. You said you had a quick quiz question for us?
Well, that was it. I was just going to say, who do you think stock is highest next year after another season where these rookies are going up against mostly the same teammates? It might be Behrman,
because he'll get the Ferrari gig, I would have thought.
It could be Antonelli if he
could be Antonelli. He might be Antonelli. We could be looking back at the end of next year as Antonelli is a world champion.
I incredibly doubt it. If Mercedes,
so do I.
If Mercedes is fast enough, Russell will sweep that championship away before anyone has a chance.
Will Antonelli get under his skin? That's the real question. Really. You never know. Never know.
I think Behrman will beat Ocon quite comfortably next year, based on trajectory.
Ocon's next year will be his last.
Possibly.
Haas is just an F1 graveyard.
Nobody has ever left Haas apart from Nico Hulkenberg. Isn't that mad?
And stayed in Formula 1.
Yeah. That is crazy.
It's not that just they're killing ex-F1 drivers. No one's ever left.
Yeah. You come here, you don't leave. But, we'll see. I think Ocon's the sort of driver to end up at Cadillac, to be honest.
No. Not a chance. Well,
he just keeps following Hulk around for his last 4 career moves, so maybe he'll end up at Audi.
Yeah, possibly. I can't see that happening either, to be honest. It'll go back to Alpine. Flav will pull some strings, apparently. It'll be a great move, and it'll be an utter disaster once again.
And how do you think we'll rank the rookies next year?
Well, Arvid Lindblad.
Yeah.
I think Arvid Lindblad will come out on top. He'll probably just about edge out Arvid Lindblad.
I think so as well, actually.
Yeah.
Unless we see a debut halfway through, it's going to be Lindblad Rookie of the Year, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. Nice and easy for him. Have we got anything else to add, Jamie?
No. We haven't.
No?
Let us know your rookie ranking in the comments.
Yes. Please let us know who you rank as the best rookie of 2025. We will hopefully be back. We're going to do one more episode this year, aren't we, Jamie, is the plan?
Yes.
We're going to have our big F1 2025 quiz, which you guys can play along with. So hopefully you'll enjoy that next week. Jamie, I hope, obviously, because this is arguably a more important time of the year for you than it is for me, so I hope you have a wonderful time with family and friends.
I hope
Look
you
after
do as
yourself.
well.
Stay safe.
Get on the Baileys at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
I will not be getting on the Baileys at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It is rancid. Do you drink
what?
at Christmas?
Baileys is phenomenal. It's the best drink of all time.
It's just not. It's
Yes,
so weird.
I will be on the Baileys probably before.
He's already
2
on the
o'clock, actually.
Baileys, truth be told.
I'm not yet. I was on a Friday night, but not this morning.
On the Baileys on a Friday night. Jamie183 Legends, he knows how to live. Thank you all, though, as always, so much for listening. Maybe you've used this podcast as like driving somewhere for your Christmas holidays as well. But yeah, we'll be back next week, though, with our big quiz of the year. And then, of course, full steam ahead into 2026.